Greetings, one and all, to this week's episode of Tenno Clock. I am the Xeno. Loz is the MDRLOz, and we both play Warframe. We've been doing this for 456 episodes. We're never gonna change. What?
456? 456. You gotta remember these ones because the next one is 567, which is ages ago. They get further away each time.
This is over 2 years away, isn't it?
Yeah. So 456, everyone, make a new graph.
Right. Crap, where were we? 10 o'clock. Yep, we're doing that. Can't remember what the heck we're doing. We might as well just stop now. No. Oh yeah, Emblems. Yeah.
Put them on screen and just was like,
right.
Okay, I'll spot them eventually.
Right. So I'm gonna say yours wins. I like the intricacies of yours. I like the shading and the tones and stuff. It makes it. I hate to say this. It makes it pop. Whereas mine is very flat and a glorified W, which I'm pretty sure is some sort of branding of some company or something, but
yours
still
strikes me as the sort of thing that they pay £200,000 for a company to work on for 6 months, and then they're like, it's a W in a circle.
Actually, on and off. So I don't know if you know the the Microsoft logo, right? It's really plain, right? It's really generic, but they spent $1 million for a design company to turn around and actually reinvigorate their logo, and all the design company did was move the S, so like the S in soft, over a bit so it overlapped the O. It was like it's tiny. They spent $1 million on it.
Yeah, absolute rubbish. You could just literally farm that out to everyone during your lunch break, have a go and just playing around, and whoever gets the most will give, I don't know, put a big prize of like, we'll even give $50,000 to the person who just produced the best one out from an internal competition if you sign away the rights to the company to use it. And thus you're saving money and you'll probably get better ideas. My word.
Right. However, if you wish to win 75 platinum for your platform of choice, giving Loz the opportunity to put up one of his dank memes, you can go into the description below where you'll find this week's episode polls and the emblems that you've just seen on screen, and you just simply need to fill it in for a chance to win 75 platinum for your platform of choice. You don't even have to answer the questions, though. To be honest, while you're there, we might as well. It's all multiple choice, and automatically entered in. Right. So if you spell your name wrong, though, is a wee bit of a problem, though, because like D is just going to be like, Udis, dunno. So, and then no one wins that one. Right. So that's how you win 75 platinum. You might go do it. Go do it now. Right. And it's time to move on to Dojo Dusting. So I am moving. This shouldn't, in theory, impact any of the productions of the shows, because I am spending a lot of money to have a company actually do it for me, because I cannot be bothered.
And
I hate moving.
a Loz.
Yeah, well, I won't buy you food. Anyway, payment in food. That's how it works.
Not much anymore.
But I mean, we're packing away the models, right? The things that require care and handling. That's all we're doing. We're not packing anything else.
See, I was like, I'll come up see Drew when I'm giving my 50th blood donation. That'll be good. Drew's like, aha!
Exploitation.
Free labor.
Yep. Yeah. So, God, it's like oh, actually, no, it won't be the week after, because the week after we're going right. So, I'm moving on the 17th. The episode that's going to be released on the 19th, Monday the 19th, will still be here without all that behind me. We're not doing an episode for the 26th of September. Loz and I are away for the majority of a week, and we thought it was just too much stress to try and record.
Somebody did ask in the comments, why don't you get Nazeth to do an episode? And that's a lot of work for Nazeth. If Nazeth had the time to do another episode, he should be streaming.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah. So like, it takes about 2 hours to do 10 o'clock, and then an hour of prep work, at least beforehand, and then uploading and things. It's like,
Yeah.
So now's a great boy that is. I bet you if he asked, he would do it. He'd totally be up for it.
Oh yeah, he totally would, but I don't want to.
Exactly.
I'm like,
exactly.
yeah. So so it'll be like October before you'll actually see the new place, even though and I'm not doing any of those stupid flat tour things. That's just stupid. Anyway, but I have good internet. I'll be able to upload things real quick. That's the important thing. Right.
That's more than that. So obviously you're going to take over the recording and things, and then because I don't know if people know, so I took it off when the pandemic happened and Drew's internet was just rubbish. I think it was during the pandemic. I took over doing the recording, but he kind of I'm too lazy to kind of innovate this stuff. It's all set up by how Drew set it up, and I just kind of just run it. So when Drew takes it back, it'll allow him to innovate once more because he's good at that. And also it'll free him up to. Those aren't the guns
Those aren't the guns I ordered.
They're in the art gun slot, not in the equipment slot. That's fine. Yeah, they're not the guns I ordered. No, but allow him to innovate, but also allow him to do more things like streaming and maybe do some of the old stuff that we used to do. Maybe do like you want to do an Elden Ring stream, but you also want to do we might
charity
be able to
stream. 24 hours on Deimos, 24 hours in Railjack. We'll space those apart because they're supposed to be charity streams.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like 3 months between.
Easily.
Yeah.
What are the default colors?
What else were we talking about? It's the charity streams. Okay. My personal streams will be completely ad hoc. So if you want to know if I'm streaming, I'll put out the back signal on my Discord. Because in all honesty, I don't want to tie myself down to a single like day a week, or like sometimes I get my head stuck in a passion project and I'm like, oh, I need to do this. Although oddly enough, Loz actually has inspired another passion project for the Campicast channel. He challenged me to do something and I was like, no, that's too much effort. But then I thought smaller. Anyway, lots of people like, what?
Running fear, everyone. Last time I got him to think like that, we ended up with arbiters.
What's wrong with arbiters?
Save yourselves.
Well, I mean, like, you've seen what Notice Me Senpai's grown into.
Yeah. Well, that arbiters, you mean, has grown into Notice Me Senpai.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's grown up. Anyway, right. So I think that's it for Dojo Dusting. I can't think of anything else. So should we move on to the war report? So there's not a great deal to talk about that I can know of. What's called? We just recently had the dev stream. So DE is going to be heavily focusing on doing the Veilbreaker stuff. We also saw on Play Soulframe, the YouTube channel, there was a concept art diary there that's about 6 minutes long. I will profess I have not seen it. I intended to see it before we started recording, but I completely forgot.
So where do I go to see this Soulframe thing?
So it's youtube.com/play Soulframe. I'll put a link to the actual concept diary video in the description below, unless I forget, and then someone will say like, hey, you didn't put this in there, and then I'll put it in there. So eventually it'll be in there. True story.
So check that out.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else, so I think it's time to move on to the topics. So 3 topics this week, because Loz complained too much. He was like,
people were requesting.
I'm joking. We did get requests. So topic 1 is interested in the weekly boss. It can solve pretty deep issue with Warframe. Topic 2 is bring back Kuva Lich's animation when you get requiems wrong, like Sisters of Parvos. And the concept is Flora, the life and death plant frame. So, okay. So, all right. The first topic. Interested in the weekly bosses since it can solve a pretty deep issue with Warframe. Since Warframe is farming and grinding, a boss can't be too complicated with their mechanics, or else you have to deal with a shitty repeated mechanic that may seem cool the first time, but when you've ran Tilregor for the 20th time, the invincible teleport becomes an annoyance than a cool and engaging mechanic. With the Archons being weekly, having them be more mechanically challenging would be super fun. And since they drop like a big piece of loot immediately, instead of you having to fight the same Archon 200 times for a chance to get the right missing piece for it, it means you get rewarded pretty strongly for it. Oh my god, that's English. So yeah, super interested in Archons and really glad that they bit the bullet and made an actual rewarding boss reward system for the hard fights. Gotta have that rewarding boss reward system.
Yep. It's good to know that the boss reward system will indeed have rewards.
Rewards. How rewarding. Anywho, right. So my first question to you is, how do you feel about the Archons? Do we need to actually discuss what they announced during the dev stream?
A short recap would help people, I'm sure.
Right. So from memory, the plan is to have a weekly sortie-ish like system where at the end of the sortie-ish like system, you have to fight an Archon. Now, these Archons are meant to be tougher and more challenging, but they reward you the Archon shards that they teased during the dev stream. I've seen these screenshots come up more times than the sun, and I wish I had some to hand, but forethought is not our prerogative here at 10 o'clock.
Oh, I did have one from last week, but I got rid of it for the concept frame pictures.
Right. So
I think we need more buttons. You know, like a concept art panel button. Well, you can set up when you.
I was going to set up assets for it to be a separate thing. Anyway, so what was it? So the idea is that they're challenging, but the idea is that the shards you can plug into your Warframe and make your Warframe more powerful, and the shards are I want to say plug and play eyes. The shards are removable. So a lot of people complained over the years of the fact that lenses aren't removable. Well, these will be removable. And I think this is kind of important only due to the fact that the shards, the rewards for fighting the Archons are only weekly, right? So if you have 5 of these shards that you want to install on your Warframe, it's going to take you at least a month and a week before you 5 weeks before you can actually do it. That is if you get the shard color you want, right? Now I'm going to bet bottom dollar that the majority of players are going to want something that delivers power strength. So if there is a shard out there that does deliver power strength, everyone's going to want it. And if it's a 1 in 3 chance that you get the actual shard you want, right? Then, I mean, that's instantly turned that 5 weeks into, let's say on average, 15 weeks, right? That's nearly...
Don't forget the Tau shards.
I hadn't even got there yet. So that's a 1 in... so that's on average within 15 weeks. On average, you will have acquired 5 shards that are all power strength, right? But if you want the super ones, and this is something that I wasn't particularly happy about how they described it in the dev stream. The supercharged ones are when you finish it, there's a chance you'll get a supercharged one. This what did you call it?
I think they're called Tau Forged.
Tower Forged.
Tau, T-A-U.
Oh, Tau Forged. Right. Okay. So you can get this Tau Forged Archon shard. So we've turned.
Well, you get what these are, right? They're the crystals that we use to power Lotus.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's why they're Tau Forged ones, because they're sentients.
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
they're not sentients. They're Archons, because Archons
I thought
because they're stupid.
When you asked the question, I kind of thought that you were asking like, you know what this sort of gameplay mechanic is, right? It's like raid gear in.
Oh no! I meant if you get the crystals, the shape of them and what they are. It's. Yes. I kind of like in the fact that it ties into lore, and it makes sense that there's not just there was only 3 of these magical crystals and that was it. It's like no, there's more.
Yeah. I kind of hope that they actually protrude from your warframe.
No.
Like you can. No, but it would be so cool though.
No, well, okay, right. They would never do it because fashion frame.
What if you could turn them off? What if you could hide them?
If it was just a simple toggle on the UI, yeah. But I'd love the ability to have like you could even alter the placement of where you jab them into your arm. Like I'd love them like on the backs of my arms, like big.
Yeah.
Shooty things.
Well, I was thinking like the tops of my shoulders, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally down for that.
Yeah.
2 of my butt. Just imagine how many people put them on the butt.
That is one the true fact. Yes, people put them. In fact, what people would try and do is try and line them all up into one tube and then put them out the back in the butt. Is what people would do with that.
Anyway. I just like to see the visual appearance of them once you've done it, or maybe just have something on your name just to indicate that hey, you are fully equipped or some daft thing, or maybe on your profile picture. I don't care, right? So this is the system now. Like 4 months is not a short period of time, right? Let's say it's a 1 in 5 chances, 20% chance that the one that you get is a what's called a Tau Forged shard. I was about to say pointy stick, right? And all of a sudden, that 15 will become that 15 weeks could become oh crap, what 75? If I'm doing no, wait, shit, I did that wrong horribly. Yeah, 75. So in theory, that could be 75 weeks, right? That's over a year. Right? So, but that's just one set.
I think they did say that you will get them doing the Clem stuff as well. Not Clem. Carl stuff.
Oh,
as well.
Carl. Yeah. They said that there's supposed to be other ways of getting it. Yes, you are right.
Maybe there's like a token system so you can even choose your shard on that one, but it takes longer. Let's say like you get 1 a month from that system, but you can pick exactly one you want.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Maybe they could make it so that it's for like rep and like you have to have maybe 5 of the normal ones before you could convert it into a Tau one or something. I don't know. And put Kuva in there. And
you were estimating how many months or something to achieve what?
So I am assuming to get a full set of the one color you want, because I am very but of the strong belief that everyone's just going to go 100% power strength.
Okay.
Right. I think it's going to take approximately 15 weeks.
What, to get 5 of the same crystal, ignoring Tau stuff?
Ignoring Tau stuff.
Got to get 5 of the same crystal. You think it'll take 15 weeks? Because there'll be some people who do it
on average. Yeah, no, you can't do it in 5 days.
Oh, sorry. There's some people do it in 5 weeks.
Yes. There'll be some people that can do it in 5 weeks, and there can be some people that don't even do it in 30 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? That's if it's on a percentage chance. Right? And all the percentages are even. Yeah. So it's an interesting system. I'm a little concerned. I think they need to be able to specify like it will take you this long because it's weekly, right? I think that maybe it should be like 5 weeks and they just turn around and say like, right, you get to choose which one you want, right? So you get to choose either red, yellow, or green, right?
I'm fine with the RNG, even if I get screwed by it. I think it's fine because they're looking for. I mean, you say 15 weeks is a long time, but the problem is they're now having to try and come up with ways to provide content for people at that length of time. And RNG is a very good way of doing it.
Okay, so I thought about this a lot. My biggest concern is that we have to do this and we can do these Archon fights in half an hour.
Yeah.
You can run them once a week, but it only takes 30 minutes to do.
I doubt that. A sortie normally takes 40 minutes to an hour most of the time on average with puppies and things.
But even so, that's my concern. I hope that they can take like 2 to 3 hours, right? Because I want to incentivize players, right? If I was in design, if I was in the cockpit of this, I would want to incentivize players not to do the whole thing in one evening,
but
right?
they need to enable it so that you possibly can do it all in one evening.
But you can split up the stages of the sorties. So that system already exists. The only thing is that the sorties reset daily. You could do one stage of the sortie in the morning, one stage in the afternoon, and one stage in the evening.
Yeah.
Right? So the only difference here is that you've got days to...
Yeah, but so you want to make it so that you can't do it in one day?
No. You can do it in one day, right? But it'll be like, that's all you do that day, or that evening, right? So let's say it takes 2 to 3 hours to do, right? That's your evening gone. You've done it, right? But I would like the incentive to go like, right, okay, so I've done my 1 hour today. I'm going to do 1 hour on Wednesday and 1 hour on Thursday, right? You got 7 days to do it in.
Yeah.
Do you really think that it's too much to ask for it to be that long?
I'm with you. I'm expecting 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. And it
like
would just
sortie length, like
yeah, and that's to me, it's just like, well, what's the point in making these weekly then, right?
to limit the amount of crystals people can get, but still give people a drive to come back, do it next week.
And I feel that if it's a case of like, it's more of a challenge. I feel that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am.
I'm 100% with you, but at the same time, the reason why I expect that is that people will go like, "Oh, but I only have 1 day left to do it, and it takes 3 hours, but I only have an hour and a half to play today because I have to go take the rubbish out because my mum said so." Oh my
And
god,
it takes you
I can't do it.
5 hours to do that.
Yeah, it takes me 5 hours to do that because I live in the middle of nowhere.
The quad bike run takes an hour and a half to just take the rubbish there. Yeah. Right. I expect people to complain about it, but I'd rather go from a point of that than okay, maybe it's like okay, it's in like half an hour increments, right? But there's 6 of them, right? Instead of just the standard 3 stages of a sortie, there's twice as many, but again, you can break it over the week, right? You could do all 6 in one run, or you could go, right, I'm going to do the first couple and then, do 3 tomorrow and then, the last 2 on another day, right? I just don't want it to be one and done. I don't want it to be another, I looked this up. What's the name of the sodding event? Is it Cicero Crisis?
Yes.
We looked this up. I want it to be another Cicero Crisis where everyone finished the whole event in one afternoon, right? It was supposed to last 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was over Christmas though. It was like a piece of like, here's something just to tide you over during Christmas. Though annoyingly, if they released the bloody Earth tile set, it would have been better. But I think all of it was ready. But then again, that thing was using the Earth tile set, so it was just annoying. Yeah, It wasn't even an eve afternoon. It was if you planned out what you're doing, you just do it in like 20 minutes with one run.
Well, it was all because one small group of people had worked out the best optimal way to break it. Right?
No, but actually that was good because that actually gave more. That increased. Oh, I've run out of life support. Stupid me. That actually increased the duration of the event because before everyone bought there was 25% was what people could bring, but there was a potion to up to 100%. But they
No,
didn't.
that was after the break. They released that after the break. Because basically, people worked out if all 4 players crowded the terminal and all pressed the button at the same time,
With the 100
right?
one.
No, with the it wasn't
Yes,
the
no,
100 one.
it was with the 100 one.
Okay.
But
Okay.
then they
What, did
changed
they
it.
release the 400 one?
No. Right. So they put in, I think, 3 tiers of the potion. One was like 100, one was 50, one was 25. And the idea was that 4 people would bring the 25 to make 100, but you could solo the event because they were caring about solo players. They put in a potion version for the solo players to use. But then some clever clogs realized that they could all equip the solo player one, and if they all injected it at the same time, it would count.
Yeah.
That was the bug, and then they had to change it that you could just all bring 100 anyway and didn't have to inject at the same time. It just would allow that. So it actually increased the amount of effort of the event because we had to redo it.
I thought they did a whole new potion for it.
Can't remember.
But regardless, the whole point is...
Remember what they were called?
Huh?
Remember what they were called?
No.
Toxic.
I think the recipe got removed from our... No, it's definitely not that. I think the thing got removed from the recipe got removed from our inventories because they did actually do that at that point. They were removing stuff from people's inventories. Hell, I remember, was it, oh God, what was the name of the event?
I still got my corruptors.
Is it that?
No, this is Operation Slingshot stuff that, when we first started
Right.
playing.
There was one event. I can't remember what it was, which one it was. I think it was one around the index. And the idea was that you had a buy-in, which was like at 100,000 credits. But for the first 30 minutes, they were sold at 2,000 credits.
Yes.
So it was like 500, 1,000, 2,000.
I think you spotted that and was like,
and I went to town on it.
Like then you told them, you're like,
yeah, I said to them, like, I'm happy for you to deduct this from me, but apparently I wasn't the only one that worked it out.
That one's still there.
Which one's that?
Passionate Void offering. Give unto the Void the generous 100,000 credits.
Yeah, but because I made out like a bandit, like I wasn't the only one that actually did that, and as a result,
10,000,
they were
1,000, 100,000. Yeah,
they were going to rebalance it, but people kicked off massively about it. Anyway, so how are you feeling about the whole situation with the Archon sorties? Is it a wait and see, or like are you optimistic? Or are you pessimistic?
I like the fact they're finally adding more stuff to the game that's daily, and it's finally the legacy content that New War should have had from the start. I like the idea of adding more sorties because sorties are something which has just been abandoned in the game. It's been in the same state since release, and then the last thing they ever did to it is its unified possible rewards, which are sterile in their impressiveness. Let's say, I mean, that's it. There you go on screen. Possible rewards. It's just like sculpture or mod. Well, okay. Booster, Endo, Kuva. Endo you can get anywhere. Kuva you can get from farming it. Boosters at least unique, but it could be any of the boosters. Rare. Yep. Exodus Warframe Adapter. Okay, some people amazing, I guess. Former Catalyst Reactor. Catalyst Reactor, fair enough. That's some cool stuff, but it's just like it. I know, especially for new players, that'd be amazing. But at the same time, it's just kind of you just get that with gifts, Lotus and things, and then just Legendary Core. To people who didn't know, this used to have exciting things on like the Wukong and Nezha's frame bits were on here. You wanted to do your daily sortie to try and get Wukong, to try and get Nezha.
Was Wukong on there?
Yep. I think so.
Don't think so.
It's just
I'm
Nezha.
pretty sure I remember. I know Nezha was on there. I think there's possibly another Warframe on there. Maybe Avara. I remember having to research Wukong for Nitane. And I did all the research and I was like, oh fuck, I cannot be bothered to do this again for I think Avara or Nezha or someone. I just bought them.
Look at Nezha. Can't see on Wukong's one.
Probably past sortie rewards.
Prior to furthermore, Nezha was the first and only non-prime Warframes component part balloons could be traded between players. Nezha components were obtained via sortie rewards. Trivia. During early sources, no, maybe it's just Nezha.
Okay.
Click here to browse through the season's reward tables. Yeah, and I think it just went on and on and on. Oh, in fact, here we are. Oh, what? Sortie. Oh, so originally there was Dara, Vandal, Carrick, Wraith. Dara, Vandal, Carrick, Wraith, Nezha, Strun, Wraith, Nezha, Snipertron, Vandal, Latron, Wraith, Nezha, Twin, Vip, Wraith, and Nezha. There you go.
Right.
Then after that, they went to the sterile one that's just evergreen. Yep.
Fair enough. Right. I don't know if you have anything else to say, or should we go to the replies?
No, I like it, but wait and see how it's implemented. And my bigger problem is more just with the concept of the Archons. The more you sit down and think about Archons, the more my head hurts. And it's just like... Right, so in my opinion, there is more than enough time gating going on in Warframe. We don't need sometimes content.
No, I disagree. So I think this sort of like high-end level of content needs time gating to incentivize you to do it over days, not an afternoon. Because people will just blitz and things. I do feel that some of the existing time gated stuff needs to go away, right? Things like the syndicate reps and stuff, the daily caps need to come off, or not the maybe not the core 6, but certainly Osteron, certainly Quill, certainly Solaris United. I mean, you know,
yeah.
Why do those daily caps still exist?
I just don't even know. They just seem to be pain. Next, basically once per week, you can challenge an Archon boss in a sortie-like set of missions. Beating an Archon guarantees an Archon shard of either blue, yellow, or red, giving defensive utility or offensive status respectively. There's also a 20% chance to get 20%. Okay, to get a Tau shard, which is just a better version of any of those shards. Each Warframe has 5 slots you can put in and take out the shards from. Only a slight cost of Helminth resources to do so.
Oh wow! So my numbers weren't actually off at all.
Well, if they're tradable, that'd be useful. You know, because
fair.
You know, I'll happily buy my Tau shards that I want. You know, but and then just play it for funsies. You know, it's a nice way of getting a cool reward and selling. You know, selling people who want. Can be cool. It'll get cheaper over time.
Should they be tradable?
I think they should be.
Okay.
You know, because then it gives people options to sell them. You know, and it moves platinum around. You know, I buy platinum with Prime Access every time, and thus every time I buy from people rather than the market, you know, I'm spreading platinum around because you know, the only time you create platinum is when you buy real people, but people put money into the game. But then
real people buy it.
Real people instead of bots. And then every time you use like the market, you know, the in-game market, you are just sinking platinum out of the economy. So giving people more things to trade with platinum and spread the platinum around, that then they can go and buy armor sets, or they can go buy a prime set to eventually, you know, and platinum shares.
I would
be very before exiting system.
I would be very interested to know like how much the starting ones would go for. Like if everyone's like, oh yeah, I'll sell it. Like, oh, you want this Tau?
Oh, whoever gets a Tau one on their first day will be selling that
Make
for
bank.
like 500 platinum or something.
Only 500? You think?
Yeah. I don't think it'd be insane because every day they'll, something like, oh well.
I'm pretty sure some ribbons go for like, tens, if not hundreds of thousands.
Right, but the same ribbon won't increase in quantity availability every day from that point.
Again, it won't be every day. It'll just be once a week.
Yeah, once a week. Okay, but every week, maybe that first week, maybe 1,000, maybe.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Like, how much will they go for the
forgetting
first?
this week thing. I keep thinking like in days. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
in terms of weeks. Yeah, that first week, maybe 1,000 for a Tau one.
Because I'm pretty sure, like, when new Warframes come out and things, like, people sell a completed set for hundreds, right? But it's on the first like day /
No, you really
week.
make a good point
And then
with
after
that first
that,
week thing because if you want to get the most out of system week one, it's over a month before you'll be able to do it normally.
Yeah.
Just, have everything 5 slots. So people will probably pay exorbitant prices that first week.
Well, it's dependent on which one you want, because if it's a 1 in 3 chance, it'll either take you 5 weeks or it could take you like, on average 15 weeks.
Yes, but at least when you have 5 crystals, you're at least getting the maximum from your slots. Maybe not the stats you want, but it's the it's the best. But it's at least you're not having an empty slot, which is empty stats.
Yeah. Should we go to the next one?
Honestly, I would love it if they went back and did this with more things too. I know this is probably an unpopular opinion, but as someone who hates running sorties most of the time, I would really love if they were a weekly thing and the rewards were improved. I disagree. I think I know a friend who does has always done his sortie every day, and he does it without fail, even from release. But then also I know that I don't run sorties often, and I don't feel I need to. So if you want to max out reward, that's good. And I think that having one work weekly, one work daily, plays off each other. You don't want them all to be weekly. You don't want them all to be daily. So I think this is the weekly sortie. This is the daily sortie. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think have room to have the normal rewards and have room to have the quote unquote better rewards. Don't play everything to one style of play and just go everything's better now. It's like, no, that initial thing should stay as is.
I'm going to inject an ungodly amount of Tau Forge shards into my Vauban Prime, and nobody can do anything to prevent the rise of Supreme Lord of Suck, Vauban.
Oh my god. I think the only thing that will prevent that is the RNG.
Yep, definitely. I like the system, and I think it'd be interesting once we get into it, see the prices and what happens. I think it's going to be an exciting time. I think it's going to be a good addition to the game, and I think it will encourage people to for at least for a while be
I just don't want it to be like one and done over in a single afternoon. That's my biggest concern. It's like, okay, I'll be back in a week now.
Most people are thinking towards the rewards, but you're saying you want the content that you use to get it to not just be brainless and actually have a little bit of fun and be a bit time consuming and meaty.
Yeah, because otherwise I'll just be like, I'll see you in a week.
Yep,
I've done it now. I'll see you in a week.
Don't know.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Or it's like, oh yeah, it only takes you 30 minutes to run one. Let's see. I'll be back in like a month or two. Right, I've bought everything with platinum because the market's stabilized and things.
Yep.
All right. Was that the last one?
Yep.
It was. Right, yeah. So I'm certainly excited for the gameplay side of things more than anything else. I mean, I also hope, for the love of God, that these rewards, like these Tau shards and things, don't get put somewhere easier.
I think hope over time they might do. Over time, really think like after a year.
Are you sure? Like, I mean, they haven't changed any of the other stuff.
That's not true.
What else have they changed?
Well, think about amps. Think about arcanes.
Are they any easier? Well, I mean, okay, now arcanes, I don't think is,
no. They're obtainable now from multiple sources. From what
but they're
once
not
originally.
obtainable from the original source anymore.
Yeah, they are.
You can't get arcanes from trials. Trials don't exist in the game anymore.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I forgot Trials the original one. Yeah, well, Eidolons were the next original source.
Yes.
They've expanded from there, though. You get them from loads of different sources.
So you're thinking, these Archon shards from like different locations. So you're thinking like, oh, there's a boss that drops an Archon shard. It's a green Archon shard.
Yeah, they made different types of Archon shards, different statted
Right.
Archon shards.
I'm with you now. Yeah. Yes. No,
that's
I
like
agree
a
with
year in. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to topic 2.
Yes, topic 2. Right. So topic 2. Bring back. Sorry, I scrolled too far down. Bring back Kuva Lich animations when you get Requiems wrong, like Sisters of Parvos. I really don't see any reason why those cool animations shouldn't come back. Since Sisters of Parvos came out with them after DE removed the animation from Kuva Liches, it is weird. The original reason was because DE wanted the Liches to not feel like they had the upper hand and kill you, which was to me a pretty weird reason. But since Sisters came out with those animations, which didn't really have any negative effect on you when you fail Requiems, I think it would be nice to see Lich's animations back. I always love them. I'm surprised they haven't added them back in and make them like Sisters of Parvos. I can tell you exactly why they got removed.
Yeah.
Right? It's the whole point was that you failed to kill them and they came back stronger. They are I wish I had a D&D book with me right now. And just like, this is a Lich. You know Voldemort? Voldemort's a Lich.
No, the issue with them is they came up with the cool animations and they're like, well, how do we put this in the game? It's like, well, when you lose, and then it became just you got instant gibbed, and it's just like, wow, thanks game for punishing me for not instantly guessing your secret on a guessing game.
No, it wasn't just that though. It was the fact that you're supposed to be killing these things. Why are they like pile driving you into the ground?
Because you made a mistake.
Yeah, but I can't really make a mistake if I don't kill it.
What do you mean?
Well, the whole point was that you stab it with the Requiem mods. You either get it right or you get it wrong. And if you get it wrong, they sort of like, you got it wrong. I'm going to die and come back because I'm a Lich.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I see what you mean now, yeah.
Yeah, that was the biggest complaint. Is like they didn't die and they're called Liches.
What do you mean they didn't die?
No, in the original animation sets. If you didn't get the right... Yeah. You try to stab them, but instead they just pick you up and pile drive you into the ground.
Yeah, it just punished you. And then, right, you're dead now.
And then just laugh at you. Yeah. So that was the main reason why they got taken out. And I think it's perfectly justifiable.
Oh, definitely. I agree with you. Though they look cool, I don't like them from a point of view that it's like a player is trying to play. There's no... You guess you could spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. No, even if you did, even if you unlocked all 3 guesses, you knew exactly what glyphs it was. There's no way you got what 1 in I don't know how the chances are to get it right first time. And if you get it wrong, it's like you may have beaten me to an inch of my life. You may have got me on the ropes and just trying to stab me with some sort of ancient device which makes no sense. But because you put these things in the wrong order, I insta-gib you.
So 1 in 6 chance.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, because it's like, because you deduct them from the pool. So the first one's a 1 in 3 chance, and then the second one's a 1 in 2 chance of whether or not you get it right. So I think if my basic statistics is right, that's a 1 in 6 chance to get it right in one go.
Okay.
If I remember that correctly.
Can we just pause for a sec?
Yeah, sure.
Right, there we are. A short interlude, and we're back. So yes, now I understand what you mean by liches. You mean that when they do the animation on you getting it wrong, they gain a power up and just don't die.
Yeah, That was the original thing. So they would just like body check you. They just like pick you up and then like break your spine and then fuck off.
Yeah.
But they're liches. They should die.
Yeah, a failed attempt should just kill them. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was the whole like lore behind Voldemort in Harry Potter. He gets stronger each time he dies.
He doesn't.
And there's like, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't get stronger.
I thought there was a big thing about that. I'm
No,
pretty sure
he split his soul into separate pieces, so it's just each bit of his soul is the same amount of his soul, so it doesn't get stronger each time he dies.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So like, it was just like,
to my knowledge, anyway. It's else for her, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure necromancers or liches in D&D, like they're basically, I don't think they get any stronger, but they certainly become, they're immortal unless you break their phylactery.
Yes.
And then, so yeah, they're the toughest nails, and then it's just like, oh, and then you have to find this thing and fucking break it.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean that's the crux of it. I just I don't see a need to do action. This is just like, are you for fucking real? Is this really a conversation that's worth having?
Yeah, it's a cool animation cycle, but what does it really bring?
I mean, it currently exists with Sisters. Sisters still have it.
I thought Liches still had some of it. They just didn't one-shot you anymore. They just randomly do them now and then.
Maybe if they're maxed out, but I can't, beyond that, I really can't remember. But still, it's just like, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that this is a topic. So, do you want to go to replies?
Yep. A fun thing to see when you fail on purpose to convert or farm Kuva.
Do people really do that?
I don't know.
It's getting annoyingly hard to fight. Anyway, yeah.
It's weird to see them just poof away, right on you away.
No, it's not. They're fucking liches. Why is this so hard to comprehend?
Yeah.
Like, there was so many people that were complaining about this. Oh, we want them to actually act as liches. That's why they changed it, because there was so many fucking complaints. Oh my god. Next one.
A suplex or spine buster shouldn't have the stopping power of a steel path roperless laser beam. That's just common sense in my opinion. So as long as it doesn't kill you in one hit, I'm fine with their retaliatory attacks returning. I'm not saying it should tickle either, but the original retaliation mechanic was just far too punishing, especially for greenhorns.
Fine.
No, I don't like the idea of, I've beaten them to a bloody pulp. Now I must inject them with this mechanic to like undo them. But if I get it wrong, it somehow gives them a boost of power.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It should not return. It doesn't make sense. It was just the reason. I don't know. Well, I don't know the full reason of why it was implemented. But I remember for a while Steve was adamant it wasn't going to change until it got changed. Until it did change, but it was not what they originally showed, and it was just weird that it's like, I've kicked your ass. You're on the floor going, but because I didn't, it's like you had, instead of having mods you can eject, it's like having 3 different colored cards, and you're like, right, you must guess the card order. If you get it wrong, I'm gonna stand up and kick your ass.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. It's daft. I just don't comprehend. Yeah, anyway.
And the final one is, I don't know what kind of masochist you gotta be to enjoy seeing your warframe you spent time building and customizing get thrown around like a twig. But I like seeing liches get what they deserve by my hand after all that smack talk and portrayal of an overinflated ego.
I mean, this reply feels kind of personal in terms of like, responding to the original post. But I mean, like, it's why can't we? Oh, these are the sorts of topics I despair over. Not gonna lie, I don't understand why the liches can't be left to as they are, and the sisters be left as they are. Like, why do we have to have the same thing? I mean, I don't understand how sisters work with the Kuva system, right?
Yeah.
Like, thematically, why is Kuva having it? Like, if I'm injecting Kuva into a sister, why is it making them stronger? Right? Why is this system using Requiem mods? Like, there's sisters were a bolt-on to a previously established system, right? That's fine. There's no problem with that whatsoever. But like, the fact that there is a non-zero number of people that are hung up on this baffles me to no end.
Yeah. Well, that's
I
it for
don't
replies.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else to follow with that. Should we move on to the next one, the concept?
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So we're going to move on to, I want to say, the fun part of the show, which Loz is replaced with a W. I think the Warframe was called Flora, the plant of, yeah, like you've replaced the topic title with W. I don't know what it was anymore. If you look at the doc, it just says W now.
Oh.
Can you hit Control Z?
Yeah.
Thank you. Right.
You could have also read it off of the prompt on the.
Oh shit! I didn't fucking realize. I mean, to be fair, the prompt's blank right now. But anyway,
sorry, it's a bit too long.
Flora, the life and death plant Warframe. So this Warframe design is supposed to be a support buffer Warframe. One, encase target in a tree with tripping roots. Two, create different plants that grant different buffs based on actions. Three, small heal and a way to keep plants alive. Four, custom make a buff depending on button press. I think that's the TLDR potentially. Nope, that's the full. Hold on, let me just have a look at the full topic. See if there's more elaboration on what the abilities do. No, okay, so here we go. So passive. When an enemy dies around Flora, they grant her 1 energy and grant life counters to all plants in death phase, which will return them to life phase after they acquire 10 counters. So life phase, in case I think this. Oh, so her first ability is Lignify. Flora throws a Technocyte seed to embed and grow into her target, encasing them in an Orokin tree. So life phase encases target for a period of time. The tree will enter death phase when the unit dies. The tree will send out roots dealing an amount of damage, amount of impact damage, and knock down enemies. Tree roots will have a radius of 8 meters, which is affected by power range. Lignify targets will take a percentage of their damage that allies in the root range take. The tree will also act as an obstacle, blocking bullets and other projectiles. While in death phase, when the tree dies, it will activate Flora's passive 10 times. When the tree re-enters life phase, it will recast one, the nearest. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Where are you at?
I'm on the actual topic itself. It's so as in the forum post. So when her first ability is in death phase, when the tree re-enters life phase, it will recast the 3 nearest Recast 1, the nearest 3 target. I suppose that's supposed to
Which
be
ability
at
is
the 3.
this?
Her first ability.
What?
Lignify. Yeah. So it's the last
Flora
line of
throws
the death.
technicized seed to embed and grow targets in case you're a tree.
Yeah.
When
So the last
tree re-enters life phase, it will recast on the nearest 3 targets.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, it's just an error.
Yeah, right. Okay. I feel that's a bit strong because that's gonna suddenly like bloom into like, oh look, you got loads of trees. Considering the trees don't seem to
Whenever an enemy
die.
dies, go for plants. And grant life counts all plants in death phase, which returns to life phase after they acquire 10 counters.
Yeah.
Assume they're in death phase after their time runs out.
When they kill the target that they're bound to.
So when the tree enters life phase, it will recast on the nearest 3 targets. Then that's
Yeah.
each tree. But then it's 10 tokens. So it's, no, for every 10 kills, each thing will recast 3 times. I don't know.
Well, you got one tree that turns into 3, which turns into 9, which turns into 27.
Right, but it's the same as similar to Sarin's stuff. And if you've played Sarin, eventually it gets to the point that your things do so much damage that you run out of they just tick and kill things too quickly, and so they eventually. Now, obviously, I don't know how this one will play out, but it's more of a game. I like the concept. As long as the concept is solid, you can work with it. You know, maybe it starts at 2 targets, you know, rather than 3. You know, maybe it's a percentage chance, you know, and see how that plays. But I like the concept alone, so yeah.
Yeah. The second ability, Garden, Flora makes her power volatile, allowing her to create plants whenever she kills an enemy with a gun or melee weapon, or when she bullet jumps. She makes a thing when she bullet jumps? Okay, so she apparently just like make all the plants just instantly by bullet jumping constantly. All plant buffs stack with each other and scale with power strength. The plants last I think it's like 24 seconds, affected by duration. Plant buff is around 30 meters. That's really big.
No, I think these are different plants.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because the first ones are trees, not plants.
No. I am talking. Yeah. But the thing was, it creates one, right? Each time she bullet jumps or kills something with a weapon.
Yeah.
Right. But like, if you can imagine just bullet jumping around for 24 seconds, you get a lot of plants around, and they all stack. All plant buffs stack with each other.
What do you mean plant life phase? Speed. No, but plants don't stack. Each plant doesn't stack with another plant.
So is that supposed to be plant types?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, then how are they stacking?
So you'll get all 3 buffs.
That's not stacking.
Yes, it is.
How is that stacking?
Plant buffs are stacking, as in one doesn't override the other one. There is
no,
right,
but
so
if
ability
if
2,
you have
ability
if
2
you
produces
have all
plants.
3,
plants can produce buffs. Buffs
right?
you can have all 3 buffs. They do.
Right.
Yeah, it's as if you couldn't have the combi thing for Wisp, and you put down when you cast the ability, you put down 1 of each thing. You can only pick up 1, and when you pick up the next one, it overwrites the last one.
Right, but if you think about how damage works, right? Remember how slash damage used to stack? You could have multiple instances of slash procs on enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah? It wasn't the different slash procs. They were the same one slash proc multiple times.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were.
No, they wouldn't. They had each.
Because they were the same from. It was from a shotgun.
No, they had different timers.
No, because they had the same global. They refresh. I'm pretty sure they had the same one timer, and it was based on the last one.
It showed you one timer. But I think internally there were individual ones that timed out individually.
I don't think they would diminish. I thought it was just like the whole thing would just drop off.
Either way, it was splitting hairs.
Fair.
English might not be this person's first language. Stop picking on them.
Okay. So the whole point is you don't think that it's, if you have multiple of the first type, they would all buff each other. It would just be like, no, you just get one of each.
No, like for instance, I see what you mean. So you're saying if you bullet jump, let's say I stay in a very small room and I do 10 bullet jumps, I don't get a 60% overall speed bonus.
Right. Okay. Fine.
I still only get 6, but each flower has. I assume it's like as an AOE. So when you're within that plant's AOE.
I would assume that as well. There's nothing indicating that.
Yeah, plant buff range is 30 minutes.
Meters, not minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry.
When you leave the area, it just drops off.
Yeah. So what bullet jumping allows you to do is it just makes it easy to spread the area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I would.
But the whole point is you could just land somewhere and then there you go. You've got a plant.
No, if it does it where you jump.
So you think launch point instead of land point?
Yeah. To stop, you want it that way around because you want it that if people are running forward, it's harder to keep the buff on. You don't want it to be the landing point. That's where they're going. You want it to be that it's a defensive thing and you grow it in an area, not that you throw them forwards. You want it on launch. Anyway,
when Flora reloads, she will grow a plant that grants ammo regen to the magazine.
Now that should be pruned.
Why?
That joke pruned.
Oh, okay. You're just making a joke.
No, I'm not. That was my word for it. But the ammo regen, fine. Do you know? I seriously remember the time when I was slightly drunk trying to explain to Steve that ammo economy is something you need to fix in the game years ago. And he subtly cleverly walked off while I got distracted by someone else who was saying, "No, it's fine." I'm like, "No, it's not." And I was like, "Hey, where'd Steve go?" I waited my turn. I was patient. I was the last one. Then he laughed. He snuck away. He's like, just crazy idiot. And then what happens years later? Oh, look! They're finally sorting out the ammo economy. And it not being infinite and just being like this thing that gets ignored, and we're just. And I know it's like, they're not directly going the ammo economy. They're not directly looking at the game going, "Hey, let's finally fix the ammo economy." They're like, "Oh no, we need a way to adjust and adapt these AOE weapons," and so instead of just nerfing them directly, they're trying to do some clever playing around with one of the other limiting factors of the game that they've ignored for a long time, which is the ammo economy. So so that's why this ammo regen thing for 16 bullets, is that per second?
Well, again, we don't have that. We don't have that information, so it's just like you just get 16 bullets. I mean,
it says regen. That should, if that's per second or let's say it's per tick, like 3 or 4 seconds, then that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, and even then that's still pretty good for some weapons.
Yeah.
But like this would, if you had it even at 1, 2, 3, 4, that would, for the AOE weapons, that would probably break the system of ammo being a limiting factor with that one ability. But this topic was made.
Oh, I've just realized.
2015, so obviously, it's about a date.
So when you have this ability on, the type of plant you get is based on what Flora does.
Yeah. So if you don't have it on, you're not producing plants of this ability. But then when you cast the ability, you then, if you reload, bullet jump, or kill, you then, at that time point, create a plant while the ability is on.
Okay, I feel that if the bullet jump isn't where you land, that one is super useless.
No, because it works for like defensive situations. You would ping around an area.
Why would you want a speed buff?
Why speed buffs are brilliant
for shooting or running? Because I'm currently bullet jumping.
But speed buffs are massively powerful. It's movement speed, melee speed, and sometimes shooting speed.
Yeah, but you've dived forward to then turn around and go back to grab your buff.
No, because the buff would be on for a few seconds. Also, it has a 30-meter range. Even if you were at the radius...
How short do you think bullet jumps are?
Not 15 meters.
I'm pretty sure you can, but maybe I'm just wrong. Can you turn off the asset?
I'm trying to... Oh, yeah. There. Right, hang on.
Probably just want to clear off the area.
Sorry, I've swapped to my mouse. This side thing, so I have to learn all the abilities. So, right, so that's 15 meters away from me, yeah.
Yeah, you can easily do that.
Right, so, okay. 10 meters.
Fuck off! No, do that properly.
I did.
No, where's the aim gliding?
No, you said
no,
bullet
fucking
jump.
do it. Fuck.
No.
It's aim gliding with bullet jump.
No. It doesn't say when you hit the ground again. It says the bullet jump.
So when you're bullet jumping, you are only just doing regular bullet jumps, no aim gliding or anything.
I'm not. No. Hang on. That's not.
You don't optimize your art.
No, I do that all the time. I'm reading what the ability says for this thing, and it says when Flora bullet jumps. Now, either that's at the point at which you start the bullet jump, or when you finish the bullet jump. It's nothing. It doesn't say when you land on the floor again.
When you're
no.
It
doesn't say.
It
doesn't say when you land on the floor.
I'm talking about the sodding start. I'm agreeing with you, but the point is, if you are using this right as you would play the game,
yeah, definitely. Like
you wouldn't only bullet jump 10 meters. Yeah.
Yeah, you still you still only bullet jump 10 meters. However, I hover, roll. Oh, sorry, where are these buttons? Where's roll gone? There it is. Yeah, when I slide, bullet jump, aim glide, roll. That's longer, yes, but it's not about when because you're thinking, oh, but yeah, if I bullet jump, aim glide, roll, then I finally hit the ground 50, 60 meters away. And then it should cut.
And then I have to go back. No, you want me to go back to go pick it up? That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, if you tried to do that, you wouldn't keep the buff on.
I don't know anyone that does short bullet jumps.
Hang on a minute. I think you're gonna eat some crow.
Go on, then. Go make me eat crow.
Let me just have a... If I'm right, let me just check it hasn't been removed. That's... Oh, sorry, I keep going to the wrong website here. Wiki. There we are.
Yeah.
And Warframes. And Titania.
Gonna get excellent use out of this.
Titania abilities. Passive. Was it Titania?
What, the bullet jump one?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that passive got removed.
I think it may have done, yeah.
Because that required her to bullet jump. And let's face it, everyone's in her 4.
Let's have a look at... they may have removed that. But I bet you it was at the point of bullet jumping, not the... Let's go to trivia. Trivia...
Yeah, but that's an instant, and it's a duration-based buff, not a... It depends if you're in the area.
Yes, but 30 meters to start with, and then range stretch. You've got some weird obsession.
No, it doesn't. It's not affected by range.
Well, okay. So you also, when did Parkour 2.0 come in? Oh no, it's because it says bullet jump, isn't it? But
yeah.
Right. You've got some weird obsession that what you're wanting this to do is provide you with a permanent 6% speed buff as you're moving forwards.
No, my point is, I think it should be reworked.
To what? And why?
Well, I would take it off bullet jump for a start.
Why?
Because if I'm aim gliding while I'm through the air and shooting shit, right? Why do I care what this speed buff is doing 30 meters behind me?
Right, that's only for... Right, yeah, but think about it. Okay, think about it now. That will only really you'll only never get effect of the buff in exterminates, captures, all the missions that doesn't matter. Who cares that you're not going slightly quicker in those missions? In the missions that you actually played the game for a long amount of time, your mobile defenses, your survivals,
You wouldn't do it in survival.
Yes, you would.
Why would you stand still in survival?
You would still be in a room, and you'll probably be going around a room and bullet jump here, shoot from here, bullet jump here, shoot from here, bullet jump here, shoot some mobs, kind of thing.
Only if the rest of the players stand still.
No, you never just go in a straight line in survival. You don't play survival going straight line back and forward like a cutting blade.
No. Like if other players spin off, like if they all branch off and things, they go their own directions. The mobs will spawn in different places. You'll end up in rooms where there's no mob spawning whatsoever. I completely agree with you. If you're on solo, right, 100%, you stay in one room.
No, it's the same. Right, it's exactly the same as your Oberon carpet. I ignore it. Yes, you're right. And I go running off when you're like, "Let's just stay on the freaking carpet and keep the buff up."
No, that's not what I tell you at all. I only have to cast it once. That's it.
Yeah, but sometimes I never even stand on it when you cast it. So because I'm just, as you say, going off doing a thing. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't. Yeah, it's.
But the carpet functions the same way as this does.
Yes, and
so if you're not in the carpet, so you ignore the speed buff. So what's the value of the argument?
Because it lasts for 24 seconds. Can it be duration?
With
duration affect it?
Yes.
Where does it say? Oh yeah.
Affected by duration.
Oh, affected by duration. Yeah. So, yeah, you could easily carpet a room with 5 or 6 plants, and then anyone fighting in that room would gain a speed buff in several seconds. You would easily put these plants down.
I think that the reload one, we're going to see a fuck ton of, right? And the kill one, there's going to be a fuck ton of. But honestly, the bullet jump one, I would rarely see.
Any defense mission, you're going to be dropping these down easy peasy all over the place, around the target.
Defense, 100%, sure, but I just don't see it for any
interception. You'll easily drop these things all over the place, going between.
Why are you moving? No, you shouldn't move in interception. You should stay on.
This is Warframe. You never stay perfectly still.
Cover your points.
No, you don't stand perfectly still. You don't hug.
Why aren't you covering your points?
You are covering the point, and that's by bouncing around the point, bouncing between points. You know.
Should bounce between points. Your teammates should be covering those points.
You just don't. You don't appreciate how this would work. This would be fine. This would be fine because
anyway,
it's showing. No, I don't. How you're not appreciating it. It's fine how it is. It really is because it's not about. You're looking at it as, I want my buff all the freaking time when I'm doing my incline. I'm going 200 meters that way. Better keep the 6% speed buff up. Whereas instead it's a plant. It's thinking about the theme of the Warframe. How the Warframe builds nature in an area that provides buffs for people in that area. As it slowly builds both the amount of plants and the amount of buffs in that area. Because it's slowly growing like a plant.
Right. The point is, right, the first and the third one are where you're actively doing stuff, right? The second one is where you were. And the only case that you've thus far managed to provide where this would be useful is defense and interception.
And survival.
No, I'm not giving you survival.
I love it. No. I know
the
problem with your brain.
I can't get you to stand on the carpet to take an armor buff.
Yeah.
You're not going to stand on the carpet in a survival.
These are huge. How big's your carpet? It's not 30 meters, is it?
No, it's much more than 30 meters.
Is it more than 30 meters?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Let's have a look. Abilities of Oberon. By the way, anyone who think this is fun, so by the way, can we just we're not angry at each other, we're having fun. This is engaging, we're loving thing. It's the same size, 15-meter radius.
50.
15. 1-5.
Yeah? You said it wasn't 30. I tell you it is.
Oh no, actually no, this is double.
Yeah, there you go.
So this is
I can't get you.
No, this is twice the size of your default carpets.
How is this twice the size?
Because the plant buff range is 30 meters. So the plant it's a 30-meter radius, whereas yours is a 15-meter radius. That's a good sound.
How far can I get mine up from adding range to it?
Yeah. Where's? Oh, I used to love it when they had like the maximize option. Do they still have that?
Sure they do.
Do they? Tips and tricks? Nah. It does info, or is there? Do you have to go to the top?
Is it in the tips and tricks?
No. Oh, abilities. View maximization. Ah, so right, it's at the top in a maximizing. Okay, what's the? Do you know what range maximum you can get on Oberon?
Uh.
I don't know what. Let's have a quick. Whip me an Oberon.
I was like, I feel dirty doing this.
No, but it's even your colours. Yeah.
It's not my colours. I can easily tell you that's not my colours.
It was your sort of colours at one point.
It's close. I can give you that, but like that red is completely off.
It's probably my shader, by the way, that makes it look weird. Anyway, so what we at? Range. Okay, let's go. Range. Okay, let's have a stretch. That's minus range. That's plus range.
Very extended.
That's. I know I'm probably missing mods for anyone who knows what things. There we go. 250. Okay, right. I'm sure there's some clever arcane as well to push its range up. Right. So at maximum range, as in just these 3 mods. Fair enough.
If you hover over the ability, it'll tell you how big the range is now.
Really? What? Where?
Yeah. Down below the info box, you got the 4 abilities.
Oh, yeah, there. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what the wiki says. 31. So if you had all 3 of these range mods, you would equal this ability's radius, pretty much, and you'd have a little bit more.
Okay. I still can't get you to fucking stand in it.
But you can only cast 1 at a time, yeah?
No, that's wrong. I know I can cast more than 1. Because my build only does half a circle. I have to turn around and do the other half.
Wait, it's not a circle, it's a cone, is it, for you?
If you have maximum range, it's a full circle.
In all directions, from user's middle?
Well, that's what a full circle means, weirdly enough.
But no, but if you had 0, what does it do then?
You can't get that low, but it'll be I
meant 100%. So
it's a half circle, I think.
Does the bigger the range actually increase the...
It increases the radius and the angle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, there it is. Yes, yeah. Radius and angle. Okay. Yeah, so at maximum you equal... But you can only cast... If you put 1 hallowed ground down on one side of the room, and then you go to the other side of the room and you cast the ability again, what happens to the first pile of grass?
Still there.
So why don't you spend your time covering... Oh, it only lasts 20 seconds, okay, but you could cover the whole room in these things.
Why would I fucking want to?
Because you can't, could you?
Yeah, but why would I want to?
Yeah, but yours only last 10 seconds, whereas these last 24 plus.
I don't understand the point that you're trying to make here. Are we just trying to compare dick sizes?
No. With one casting ability, the flora frame could then start bullet jumping around a room and starts depositing the plants.
Here's a question for you.
Oh wait, and they go through life and death phase, so they're up for a hell of a longer than your thing. So you easily because they go through life and death phases and come back again.
Okay, so my bigger question to you is, you know, Wisp's buff, right? Her reservoirs. Do you pick those up?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, by accident every time. I never pay attention. But clever Wisps put them in doorways and things, so I get them by just running through doorways. I never intentionally go for it.
Right. And I'm like, so if I can't get you...
Okay,
that's what I need to do. I need to put my hallowed ground, right? I need to cast Iron Renewal when in doorways. So there you have to pick up the armor buff.
Yeah, that would do
it.
Right, but I think you're not then forgetting is the way these plants work is that you would put... I mean, I don't know... I think this frame would actively, unless it doesn't say like what's the limit on plants.
No? Do they restore?
Yeah. Well, all plants restore.
No, the other one specifically stated
whenever an enemy no, it's the passive. Whenever an enemy dies round 4, they grant 1 energy and grant what life counter to all plants in death phase, which will return to life phase after they acquire 10 counters. That's every plant.
When this plant dies, it restores 5 energy to Flora and her allies. When this plant dies, it grants Flora and allies additional damage reduction, for seconds. When this plant dies, it grants bonus damage to Flora. I assume that means a damage buff, rather than they take extra damage. Okay.
Yeah, I would assume that is just a flat 10% damage buff to everyone.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, we are going through this really slowly. I like this Warframe a lot, but I will tell you right now that the game engine will die.
Yes, I was about to say this as well.
If you put down all of these things that we never go away.
Yeah, exactly. If they never go away, that's the tricky thing. I mean, even if they make them really tiny plants, because you don't, unlike Wisp's moats, which are trying to be like, hey, look, here's a floating moat for you to pick up. Please pick this up. It will help you. These are supposed to be like little tiny plants. Even if they were just like a little tiny little green leaf that was like the size of a half your foot every time, just so, and then you could just see an effect, see them. Yeah, how many of the? What's the maximum amount you could put out? That there should be a hard cap on them, because otherwise.
Well, I'm very. I know Wisps has a hard cap. You can only have 2 out.
Exactly, you can only have 2 out. Whereas this thing with 4
of each.
Of each. Whereas this, if this frame just doesn't seem to have a cap, because it doesn't anywhere list the cap of these things, you could easily fill the room with 4 Floras, would have a garden in about 20 seconds from bullet jumping like mad, and then they would brick PS5s. They would start bricking machines.
Yeah.
So
Nintendo Switch, more like Nintendo Swatch. I don't know.
Nintendo
ditch.
Yes.
There you go. Because that's what belongs in the ditch.
Yep.
All right,
next one. Ability 3. We're getting through this. Yeah.
3 death cap. Flora grows a field of mushrooms that will grow over time. Flora makes a field of mushrooms that grow up to 4 mushrooms that grow over 15 seconds. The growth time is affected inversely by duration. Flora, so it gets faster the more duration you have?
Yes.
Okay, then. So you just want duration. Flora allies may pick up the mushrooms to its buffs. The mushroom, so in life phase, the mushroom will grant bonus crit chance starting at, so there's a bunch of numbers.
So read the maximum. So the mushroom will grant a bonus
starting at 10%, growing up to 50% at max size.
So
you have to wait.
Wow.
Yeah, 50% crit chance if the thing goes up to maximum size. It will grant status chance from 25% to 100% at max size. Will grant power strength at 10%, growing up to 100% at max size. This effect is not affected by power strength. Okay. That's just the power. Wait, what? Okay, random. The mushroom allows abilities that deal damage to crit. So, okay. Gotta have those rainbow crit builds on my abilities. And then buffs last 13 seconds.
Oh god, the mushroom allows abilities that deal damage to crit. What?
Yeah, you gotta get those red crits on your
my fireball
radial javelin.
Oh my god.
Right. Death phases act after either the mushroom is taken or 20 seconds after it reaches full size. Upon death, it activates Flora's passive once.
Right, now I would have to say you can only have, it doesn't say anywhere here what happens, but I assume you can only have 1 mushroom field up at a time.
I fucking hope so.
Yeah, because otherwise you would just spam this, and then
this is OP as fuck.
Yeah, I know this one needs some serious. This one does need some serious
balance.
Yeah.
Like maybe status chance or crit chance, not in those numbers.
Well, from what I can tell, you put down the thing, and with more duration, it would lower the time. It doesn't say what the minimum would be. Let's say you can get that down to what, half the amount? That seems fair, or just round it down 7 seconds.
What's the maximum duration you can put on a Warframe?
Well, we don't know how much duration, how much extra duration over 100% reduces the time of this, the conversion.
Well,
rate.
let's assume that 100%, like 200% duration, decreases it by 50%. Right, so it halves the time. Right.
Wow,
so what
okay.
if you go to Oberon? If you turn off the art asset so we can see it.
Yeah. Hang on. And yeah, I'm probably missing mods. Yes, I know. Right.
So,
what do I need? Is it duration?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a thing, isn't it? Okay, so we've got 24% there. We've got Constitution. Got that's minus duration. That's duration. That's duration. That's duration. Right, hang on, let me just type it in. Ability. Rank continuity and my transient fortitude. Actually, that's minus duration. Narrow-minded. Yeah. That's duration. So this is, I'm sure I might be missing something, but at least 306.
306. So imagine that'll take you down to like 25% of the total time. So we're talking less than 5 seconds to fully grow.
Right. And the buff lasts 13 seconds. It doesn't say if that can go any higher with duration mods either. It just says the growth time.
I'm sorry, this is OP as fuck.
This, and it's so fiddly as well. So
no, I mean, how is it fiddly? You just cast it, you wait, and then you pick the shit up.
I know, but each player picks up. Does each player? Oh, I just wanted that mushroom, and I wanted that mushroom. Or does one person run through all 4 and get all 4?
No, I assume it's a case of they get the buff, and it's just like a set number, so it does not stack or anything like that.
Oh no! But remember, you put the field down. It grows 4 mushrooms, which I assume is one of each buff mushroom.
Oh fuck! If that's the case, that's even worse.
Fiddly, yeah. Because it does list 4 mushrooms. It says you grow up to 4 mushrooms. Yeah,
it doesn't say types.
Well, I can't believe picking up one mushroom
is from the number of players.
I don't know. I mean, if picking up one, if every player could pick up a mushroom and that mushroom
and
gives
all of that,
50% crit chance, 100% status chance, 100% a bit power strength, and abilities crit for 13 seconds from just picking up one mushroom, and everyone can have that. At least I thought maybe that if one person at a time can eat all mushrooms, then it was like it at least then would be kind of
that's fucking high. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's still ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's just
yeah.
I'm not a fan. It's too fiddly, too complex, too big.
Way too powerful.
Yeah.
Right. Should we go to the fourth one? Right.
Yep.
So Glade. Flora reaches her roots through the void and pulls all plants to her, making her surroundings a forest. Affects all plants on the map. All plants in death phase will be in life phase. All plants buffs are increased by 50% for 18 seconds. I'm sorry, you have just killed the game engine, right? Yeah. PCs have caught fire, right? I have moved all of these abilities. I don't think abilities can move, can they? Loz deep in thought.
Baoban can throw orbs on people.
But that would be bound to the player.
Yeah. It's I can't think of a time where somebody puts down a deployed item and then it moves.
Yeah.
Like Chroma's skin? No.
Maybe no, I was about to say Sevagoth's shroud, but it doesn't work how I wanted to believe it worked. Kong. His clone So potentially that could work.
Yeah,
Off the game engine.
But that just works on however they put specters in, doesn't it?
Yeah. Also, are all of these going to stack on top of each other?
Yeah, well, the weird thing is, the fluff of the fourth ability says it reaches full and pulls all the plants to her, but the description doesn't describe that at all. All it does is put all plants into life phase. They have their
That's fair. That is fair.
Doesn't say anything about moving things, even though that thing. Also, it would be so stupid if it moves everything to you, because does it move them all to between your feet? What's the point?
Yeah. Yeah.
There are alternative abilities, but those are, we're not going to go through all of them because just so many. Yeah, I'm sure some of these are better. These ones actually even have little animations, so you can see how they work.
Yeah, damn.
We're not going to go through all of them, sadly. Because,
Wow.
These are the main abilities.
And that third one is the super ultimate.
Yeah. I mean, I like the feel of what this one is trying to do. However, I feel it is so fiddly and so complex that I mean, I really like the life and death thing, but what it actually will become is you just sort of create plants incidentally. Don't even think about how you're doing it, and then just without even thinking, you just make buffs, and then you're like, how'd you get the buffs? I don't know, I just make buffs.
Yeah. That third ability is really cool, but it's just OP as fuck.
So OP. Ridiculous.
So OP. Anyway, should we go to the replies?
We shall. Right, let me go back.
When we get back to the doc.
Right, let me go back to the first image. There we go.
Cool.
Okay. Can she be smaller than the rest of the warframes, like shoulder height or something? A 1 seems a bit OP. I really like the CC of a 2. And 3 makes me happy, and 4 is a bit OP as well. Now, the one thing to say, obviously, is this is an old concept, and they probably have swapped the abilities around, so it's hard to say, because I don't think her 2 does CC when we read it. Because that's the plant one. That's the buffs.
Yeah, that was the buff one. Yeah, I think that's changed.
Second thing says, love the design. I love it in a million ways. To sundown, it's so damn great. For some reason, it gives off like a Saren's little sister vibe to it, and I love it for that. I imagine her being tanky like Saren, though, so I don't know. I say that's don't know about the 80 armor. Yeah, it's supposed to represent plants, though. It's like, yeah.
I mean, to be honest, though, I wouldn't worry about the armor value at this point because, like, all the warframes had an armor buff apart from like Banshee, I think.
Yeah, and you can just slap armor on with the new system. Coming soon.
Oh yeah. The Archon shards, yeah.
Though she sounds pretty cool. Though she sounds pretty cool, I can't help but not like the idea of a plant-based frame in Warframe. DE already moved into the fantasy realm with Hydroid, and I really don't want to see them continue with that. If we only were fighting on Earth-like areas, then sure, it could be rationalized. But for the most part, we are fighting in rather sterile environments, so a plant-based frame in a sci-fi game really starts to push into fantasy.
I get where this person's coming from. However, we all had to let go of that years ago.
This is Ureli. This is Severgoth.
No, this is Limbo. He has a top hat that he can remove, and he looks like a wizard.
He's a wizard,
Harry. Or a magician, you know.
You're a wizard, Harry. Sorry. I don't know. I don't find Limbo. I actually find Limbo's fine because at least his power set is like the void. Yeah, I know what you mean. His base. I agree with you completely on the base skin because it's just so flat and just you can't make it not look like a coat. It's just stupid. But I would say things like Ureli break this a lot more than that. They think Hydroid was very fantasy-esque, plant-based. I mean, what other Warframes we've had recently? God, I need to list up. Where's the
Sorry. Well, we had Revenant years ago, and Revenant looks badass.
I mean, Wisp shoots the sun at people. Zaku has floating guns. Titania. Oh god, this is probably pre-Titania. This must be like Fairy Frame, yeah.
Yeah.
Since it's 2015, what else we got? Approach is pretty cool. Revenant's pretty cool. Oh yeah, sorry. Grendel, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, one Warframe that I feel like doesn't look like any other Warframe. Gauss.
Yeah.
So many flat sides. It feels too mechanical, right?
Yeah.
Don't get, I wouldn't take a Gauss out of the game, right?
No.
But at the same time, I just feel it's so mechanical. It's like, this is an F1 car. This isn't a bio weapon, right?
It's supposed to be more like a living engine.
Yeah. I'm not, do not remove it from the game, but it just feels like, wow, this feels really out of place for me. Anyway, any other replies?
Yeah. Hang on, sorry, I just need to. Let's just clear that for a sec. Put some. I guess what you mean, yeah, with all the flat panels.
Yeah. Very solid geometric shapes as opposed to, yeah. What the fuck am I looking at?
I don't know. Is that default? No, there we go, default.
Yeah, that's default.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be like paneling, isn't it? Even like all the floating bits are like panels. And...
Yeah. Again, I wouldn't, have it removed from the game at all.
I love
it
so much.
Oh yeah. Kind of wish the front would do it more.
Yeah, I can't wait for a premium skin of Gauss that hopefully goes to town on the red line. But then I think part of the problem with it is it has to still fit in the different areas. Like, okay, shoulders aren't allowed to open up because there could be attachments there. The same thing for chest. They could go for like lower chest opening up, like the upper chest. There's armor pieces is why.
Well, no, that's. I'm sorry to say, but that's bollocks because you got the ankles and you get loads of armor pieces down there.
Yeah, I guess. But the front to ankle, I think it. Yeah, I see what you mean. Is what they should do is just say, look, screw it. This one doesn't work well with
attachments
because it's more important that the red line is massively red line.
Yeah.
Helmet's the same actually. I don't like that helmet.
It's weirdly smooth.
This one.
Yeah.
I should probably look at the Yeah, see that one this one has better panels for opening up. Can I see the other ones? I don't think I can see them though. No, I can't see their red line.
Oh, rude.
Man. I'm gonna buy these now actually. Might do that. Oh, is that Grex? Oh, it's that Grex.
Anywho, right. More replies.
I want that so much. Right, sorry. From her base stats, she's rather overly tanky compared to the usual trend. Only Zephyr would top her, who I'd say is even more so overly tanky. But she also has negligible armor to compensate. 80 armor is a touch too high? Possibly reduce it to 50 since her shields are lower.
Wait.
I
but
think
she also has negligible armor to compensate. 80 armor is those sentences do not go hand in hand.
I think I'm just going to shy away from anything like that that's too specific because trying to balance this sort of thing is...
But one says that she has no armor, and the other one says she has too much armor.
Yeah. Let's have a look. I'd rather talk about powers, which don't get those. So the next one. The first power, if target has no armor, corpus and infected, I have some ideas. Finisher damages, that's what it says. It gets into the enemy so it fits well.
No, this is a different ability because this isn't the tree.
Oh, okay. Or poison damage and proc for obvious reasons, and then the seed develops and root them in place. Otherwise, this power has no interest against other enemies. Okay.
Maybe it is the tree.
Just an idea, having it replaced by an instant power. The roots raise from the ground, ensnare targets, and deal 50-50 mix of puncture and slash. But the idea of having it following you is more original. And finally, the prime. The prime warframes are mostly black, not white, and make their petals on the head slightly bigger so that the top of the head looks more like the center part of a flower. Yeah, that's stupid. Excalibur was the first prime, and he was white.
He was white. Yeah.
There are some black ones, there are some white ones.
I think it's 50-50. I really don't think there's...
I don't know if it is or not.
Anyway, right. So that is it for the topic. Sorry, for the concept. I mean, it was a lovely concept. Loz and I argued profusely. I hope you all enjoyed that.
We didn't argue.
We bantered.
We discussed with vigor.
We discussed with Vic. Bigger and further. Anyway, so let us move on to the next part of the show, which is the graphs.
Okie dokie.
Cool.
So I'll put that away. I'll go to graphs. And then
All right. So the first question we asked last week was, how did you feel about the dev stream 163? 5% said negative, 10% said neutral, and 80% said positive. That doesn't mesh. Okay, so 5% is apparently missing. Yeah, so I was positive. After spending some time thinking about it, I'm actually positive on that, on the dev stream.
hell's yeah, I'm positive.
Cool. The next question.
Sorry, I was just looking. Look at this, right? So this. I think.
Oh my
think
God.
this was supposed to be my tall geese scouts, right? Look at these other helmets. They look so cool. Look at the skin. And then look at that.
Okay.
Beautiful. Sorry. Anyway, back to graphs.
Right. So the second graph was, do you think Pablo's proposed AoE weapon changes are going to make a difference to the way people play with AoE weapons? 10% said no opinion, 40% said no, and 50% said yes. Personally, I don't think it's going to make a difference.
Okay, it's hard to say because are they talking about the ones they definitely were going to add in, or the ones that they said they might add in later if needed?
No, this is just the ones that they're adding in now. So
base
like
ones,
we're talking
okay.
the bullet side, the ammo economy minor change with no addressing of ammo mutational pizzas, and the fact that the explosive weapons are no longer doing headshots. I think the headshots are going to make a minor impact, but I think it's going to change from 1 round to 2 rounds. So yeah, but that's my personal opinion, and I'm lazy. Should we move on to the next one? Will you stop playing with your Gauss?
Oh, so good.
Right.
There's the Tenno gen, man. Look at that, fucking beautiful.
Do you think Pablo's proposed Wukong changes are going to make a difference to the way people play Wukong? Right. So 35% said no, and 65% said yes. At the start of the week, when I first looked at this, the majority said no. So it's this is where I expected it to be. So it was interesting. I think some people said on Discord that, like, if people are Wukong mains, then they'll continue to be Wukong mains regardless. So
if
and
anything,
they don't.
I think it'll rebalance it out. And so there's probably people who are Wukong mains who are like, look, I don't abuse the meta. Just stop.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, right, great. People can go away, and I can just enjoy my Wukong.
Yeah. The next one is, did you like Dianax anime short? 32% said no. 68% said yes.
I did not like it. Okay, the animation was great, but the story was just it's just silly. It was just a style over substance. Style over substance. It was just like, and then he over, I don't know, 50 odd years, if not more, he got loads of people and stuck them together. and there's like that somehow they all work together to become muscles, but then they can all independently move. So how are they? It's like, people don't realize, like in action movies where like that you get stabbed in the arm and things, or shot, and yet the hero keeps on going.
Yeah.
Like, no, you need that. There's not like I remember as a kid thinking about like, it's so cool, but it's like, no, you don't have like spare bits of your body which are okay to be injured and you still keep functioning. The things in your arm,
you'd be writhing
your
in
arm
pain.
move. Yeah, but even ignoring that, like getting like cut across here, it's like, now you can't move your arm in as many directions because every part of you is designed to make you move. There aren't spare bits which are like, that's where the bullets go in.
This is Star Trek. There aren't redundancies.
Yeah, or redundancies. Or you've got extra, the other muscles compensate as much. It's like, no, if you get cut, if you get stabbed there, you can't do this. You stab there,
Wasn't there a Doctor Who episode, I think with Matt Smith,
yeah,
where there was like a disease that it would kill people by stopping their hearts, and it stopped one of his hearts, and he was like,
Yes.
"Oh my god, is this how you people live?
Yeah.
With only one heart?" It just took the piss out of it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, we don't have a second heart. Anyway.
Yep.
Right. So next question is, how do you feel about the Veil Breaker stuff that was teased on the stream? 5% said negative, 15% said neutral, and 80% said positive.
I do feel quite positive. I feel very positive about it. I feel very happy about a lot of the way the stream goes over time. Thinking going forward, because it's legacy content. That's I know all the fun, the when a big patch comes in, it's supposed to be like an angle of things, or they have been in the past. You get the cinematic quest, but then there's the stuff that carries you forward. The legacy, we always refer to it as the legacy part of the quest, and things like the focus system, things like ribbons. These provide the years of entertainment more than the quest did. The quest, have memories of doing the secondary or something, and the new war was, you had the cinematic experience with no legacy. And so it's just like, And it's like, people are happy now, because we're finally getting some decent legacy for it to go. This should have come out last year.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you on that one. The only concern is that when we get the sortie, it is a carbon copy in terms of complexity as the current one. And it's just like, yeah, but this one you can only do once a week. It's like, no. Like, dungeons in World of Warcraft, I could do. Was it heroics? You could do daily, or
in some expansions,
yeah.
Most
and then the raids were like, on average they were a weekly reset. This is like, so you got more rewards and they were a lot harder to do the raids than it, so it should be harder. But anyway, right, should we move on to the last gag question? Cool. Right. So how would you improve DevStream 163? 15% said bring back Sheldon just to read out the names. Sorry, Greg. 20% said replace all of Pablo's proposed AoE changes with 1,000,000 more % particles. That'll fix the AoE meta. So you can't see anything. 25% said replace the Steinax anime short with nothing but 300 memes, replacing Leonidas's head with Steinax in a really rough photoshopped way. And then 40% said 2 rookie numbers, make it a 24-hour dev stream. There you go. So there's the graphs, and now it is time to move on to the supporter questions. If we can ever coax Loz off of
I think we've realised how I can. Hang on, last thing I was supposed to say. Yeah, because what I can do, right, is you could, if you wanted to see the 10 engine helmets of Gauss in Redline, what you do is, so if you're not in Redline to start with, you see them in for instance, like normal, nothing. And if you go back, if you then go into Redline, then go back in here, you then see them in their Redline mode. So,
okay,
cool. All bits are open, and like these vents, which are actually, I'm not sure if looking at these vents, you see how it's oscillating,
right?
And I don't know if that would drive me mad or not. Yeah. Anyway, what I'm going to quickly do is I'm just going to go over here and pause, back, and memes and 7. There we go. Right, Zrugal. So this font is labeled Black Panther. Before I read out the supporter questions, I just want to thank you all for watching or listening this far to our podcast. Please. Oh, what's that?
Like? I assume it's like and subscribe?
No, it's a H. Oh, watch. Yeah, it's a H. H-I...
Hit?
Hit that. Okay. Yeah, the H in this, if you look carefully, it looks like a clothesline.
I can't see it. Hold on. Let me have a quick look. All right, yeah.
Looks like a little clothesline. Please hit that thumbs up button. Remember to answer the poll questions and leave a comment for us if you'd like to send me. That's what we forgot to do. We forgot to tell. Oh no, we did tell people how to come in 75 platinum, didn't we? Yeah, I did put the part. Okay, there we go. Yes, so do subscribe, do hit that support bell.
Yep.
Yes. Right, Zrugal asks, in the last major update for ESO, we've seen great non-combat activities. Really? Last major update? Okay. With the most being a card game, and before that we got Excavation included with Western Skyrim. What do you think they can add? Oh, wait! I'm thinking of Elder Scrolls Online, not Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. What kind of non-combat activities would you like to see in Warframe?
Pet battles with floofs, and the loser has their floof set on fire.
I get behind that actually. I'd collect floofs if every time I lost one. It's like, oh no, I lost the floof. What a
and then
shame.
like you're buying floofs, or you're for credits or whatever. They're not platinum.
Oh, I would be the biggest floof collector if I could burn them every time I lost.
No, not just that, but there's a chance to get the golden floof, which has triple points.
Does it burn extra? Just as bright?
Yes, it's golden burn.
Sweet. Eldritch Dweller of England says, do you have the money behind them now to both work with other game studios and to start up a second game? If they could put some of that money into, for example, some more voice acting, what voice actors or celebrity actors would you choose for some of your favourite Warframes? And no, Chris Platt can't play all of them.
Good. Okay, so Michael Bell, Simon Templeman, Steve Blum, oh god, there's a good three right there. I can't remember the name of the actress that plays Faye Valentine in Cowboy Bebop. I always find her like really capable as a female voice actress. Really, who would you think is a better female voice actress than her?
No, not at all. If they had this, why there's nothing. Your choices are fine if that's what you want. But what I would say is, if they've got money, if they've got money, can they please hire some of the people they've already got to do more lines? Can we have more Till Rigor lines?
Fair.
Get Lucas in. Come on, I'm pretty sure Lucas. We're going to do an entire quest line. Lucas did Till Rigor as well, doesn't he? Yeah, and he does Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Is that all he does, or does he do?
He's also does the Parvos Granum Treasurers as well.
Okay. Yeah. No, I would pay Lucas to come in and do an entire quest line that is Till Rigor versus Nathaniel. He would love it so much.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, don't go paying celebrity voice actors. You've already got brilliant voice actors. Lucas is awesome. Like, I was like shocked when he's both Till Rigor and Nathaniel. And just the lines he does and the commitment. I loved it on Tenno Clock when he brought his legs.
Yeah.
He loves it. So get him to I'm sorry I don't remember her name, but the lady that does Nora Knight. Let's have an entire Nora Knight quest line. And they don't have to be complex quests. Like, this is the old style quests.
The Nightwave doesn't fucking count. I don't care.
Yeah, not what do you mean?
Dialogue.
No, that's not dialogue. No. Yeah. Give me the old quests, like Once Awake, that are literally just a couple of missions tied together with a few minimal assets. Keep it small, keep it thick, but then go to ham on the voice acting. Like, even Nata, which is one major ones with Till Rigor, is just a couple of missions stringed together and there's some sentience. I think it ends on like a defense mission. Just the defense tile with just lots of talking over it. That's fine. Give me. I'm not. They've done amazing stuff with all the cinematic quests. Go back to your roots and give me some loads of those quests with lots of talking, dialogue, and interesting points. And I don't want celebrity actors. I want more of the people we've got because they could do amazing things given the opportunity. Give me some more. Give me some more Alan V. Give me some fucking more Vor. Sorry. Give me more Vor. Oh God, Vor better come back. You remember at the press event?
That doesn't narrow it down. Sorry.
Oh. The question I asked about Captain Vor at the press event.
Oh yes, yeah. Sorry, I didn't know which press event you meant until it just popped into my head. Yeah, I'm with you.
So, should we remind everyone? Because we're allowed to, we're allowed to.
Yeah.
So
we already spoke about.
We talked about Deviri, and I was like, I think my question was along the lines of Captain Vor has been stuck in the void, giving inspirational speeches to everyone for over 8 years. I think it was. I looked it up beforehand. Is there any chance he could have an effect in Deveri? And then there was a massive laugh, and then it was like, he is now.
No,
He better. At least even if he's just sitting in a corner giving a speech to himself, just as a freaking reference to it.
Yeah.
Just anything. Yeah. So give the voice actors, they've got more things to do. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, I never get this name right. Is it Styanax?
Styanax, yeah.
Styanax.
Yeah, Styanax.
Stynax or Styanax?
No, Styanax.
Oh, it's Styanax. Right? Styanax.
Yeah, Styanax.
Styanax. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Stankface has a great theme as a spear and shield wielding combat frame, but many players appear to be disappointed that none of his abilities actually give him a spear and shield melee mode. In your opinions, is there any reason for DE to make more ability melee weapons when they could give all of them the same effects to an actual ability instead?
Sorry, what?
In your opinions, is there any reason for DE to make more ability melee weapons, so exalted weapons,
yeah,
when they could give all of the same effects to an actual ability instead?
No, I feel that the exalted weapons have caused them a gigantic it's a gigantic can of worms that I think they kind of regret now. Or at least they regret the initial implementation, which has caused problems.
I think the problem with them is that it's it's yet another separate tool, which, when I list all the things you bring to a warframe, it's like exalted weapons, and it's like, now you have to balance those, which is going to be the best in which situation, and either exalted weapons have been absolutely amazing, they break the game, or just like meh.
Yeah.
And so that's the problem with them. But at the same time, I really hate that DE doesn't appreciate what a shield is for.
Yeah.
That shields do nothing in Warframe.
100%
Sword and shields should have something unique. It used to be that they had the biggest, when they changed it at one point, I think they had the biggest angle of blocking. Then they added like the Grineer Gunblade, which has the same angle of blocking again. It's just like, so what's the point of a shield? And that's what annoys me, is that shields, as in a shield, a physical giant shield, should do something. Should have some difference to a spear or something. It just never does. And that's my problem, is that now we have a Warframe that could have had a shield effect. Like, oh, well, he has a real shield. No.
I think, realistically, the shields should incite aggro, and you could build a Warframe that's based on, the attention of other enemies on you. And you're just like, I'm distracting them so they're not on you. And I'm getting a buff or something for it, but at the same time, you're supposed to be dealing the damage.
The thing is, though, they put that on a mod, and it can be used on any weapon.
I know.
It's like, right, fine, a taunt ability, good for shields. How about that's just the passive of shields? No, it's a mod that you can put on. You can put on my dagger.
Yeah.
Okay. Ask for my deep lore. In a recent episode of Notice Me Senpai, Loz asked about the nexus of anime and Warframe, that is Stankface. In a similar spirit, I'd like to ask if you could make one anime character, not the Guyver, into a Warframe. Who would it be, and what would be their four powers be?
Tekkaman Blade.
I was gonna say, it's like you may think that Guyver's thing, but he has his back pocket, Tekkaman Blade, which if Guyver is here for like ultimate thing, like it is like hovering a little bit behind. Yeah,
pretty close.
It's only for the fact that Tekkaman Blade just doesn't get much love, doesn't have much thing, but it's like, it's pretty close. Like you could easily see a crossover between Guyver and Tekkaman Blade. They are like
easily. Yeah, like Kamen Rider and all that stuff as well.
So can I just check? Because I honestly can't remember if I did or not. Did I buy you the Tekkaman Blade figure you've got, or did you get that?
I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either. I can't remember if I just like told you it was coming, or if I went and I bought it for you. I can't even remember anymore.
I really, really can't remember these things. Like I'm terrible for gifts. Like people say, like, here's a gift. I'm like, I appreciate this very much. I'm in love with it, but like I just can't express it at all. I just fucking suck at it.
I may have just been like, hey, there's this Tekkaman Blade figure. You should buy it. I don't remember. I don't remember at all. But anyway, you've got. But that's the thing. Anyway. The only reason it is, I get to see it again tomorrow. But I just like, I look at it and go like, why isn't there more of this?
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, his abilities would include his lance, which he can, split into two swords.
Yep.
Right.
So he would have an exalted, what are they called? The guns that change.
Oh, incarnate weapon.
So he had an exalted incarnate weapon.
Yeah. He also has the ability to fly on. Do you remember the robot that he has to transform inside of?
So what you're saying, he has ability that summons a pet K drive.
Yeah, pretty much. But this K drive fucking mass. Actually, no. To be fair, it's using a necromech as a K drive.
It's got its own necromech that tells us a K drive. Like, come on, man. Yep. This is amazing.
Then I can't remember. I don't know what a good third ability would be, but his fourth. No, that's the fourth ability, the Mega Smasher.
Oh, okay.
Either that, or you could do the big mode, like when he soups up.
I can't remember. Does he only have the Mega Smashers in the big mode? I can't remember.
No. He has bigger Mega Smashers in big mode.
Well, you get a big mode as like a buff period,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But yeah. But take my blade. What's yours?
Oh,
I was like, fuck.
I was too busy on that one. Right. If you could make one anime character, not the guy into a Warframe, so it's got to be a mech-esque thing, really. Like I could be like,
either that or a power suit.
I turned Rias Get Memory into a Warframe. It's like
you probably could, but I mean that's just asking too many questions.
I know exactly. Yeah. Power suit.
There's Bubblegum Crisis.
Yep.
There's Kamen Rider. Yeah. There's come on, Double's not that bad. What else? Samus Aran, lol. Yeah, there aren't that many power suit based anime.
Like, it was saying as power suits are something we will probably see within our lifetime.
Yeah. Before we'll see Mecha.
Yeah, I mean they are what we'll see before. Yeah.
Anyway.
I can't really think of anything, but then it's like trying to make 4 abilities out of that. I'd be like, bleh. I just don't think I could. Yeah. So I'm just leave stay with your take about Bear on. Sorry for that. Cool. Ask for my deep lore. I'll probably see an example in some anime and then be like, aha.
That's Nazeth, right?
Who's?
Okay, never mind. Right, so let's move on to.
This person says their name is Ask for my deep lore.
Yeah, their deep lore is their Nazeth. Right, so let's move on to the.
You gotta stop making up lies. You stop lies.
My sweet little lies.
Okay, there we go. Got rid of it. Yep, we're back to looking at this beautiful Gauss. Right, so now on to the. Oh, I have to push the button for it.
Responses from last week.
Yeah, there we go. Right, so the community responses on the YouTube video for last week. So first we have Peter Graver. I'm also, so there's lots of points, but obviously I can pick a few of them. I'm also excited for the new Archon shard system. I think there will be some new crazy builds and opportunities for frames who might be underused to get a chance to shine, especially those super squishy frames that have a hard time surviving. I also believe that this system will further incentivize players to progress through the story. And that's I
agree.
I agree with those points. It's like this system will do a whole lot of heavy lifting in different aspects of the game. So yeah, I agree with Peter on that. He also then debating for a point with EGS Cross Insanity, and Peter Graves said, "I know a lot of people want multi-relic crack system, but honestly, that's just a fantasy. I can't see de-implementing that due to limitations on the current system." And I think I agree with them. It's like the game's not set up for you to have 2 relics equipped, and then how would it work for the reactant you have to pick up? At a time. So you do a capture and you'd have, this is for the Steel Path versions of missions. Equipping like 2 relics would be like that. You'd have to completely probably rework things.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't necessarily see it as a negative. I think the easiest thing to do is just give people more fucking void tracers, for the love of God.
I think, yeah, definitely that would be the easiest thing to do and should just happen instantly. Just do it. That would be such a much. Personally, though, I think it should go further and give a increase to the rarity. It pushes the rarity. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we said that.
Fight over percentages. Yeah, but yeah. Also, so directly from EGS Cross Insanity, Steelpath Fissures are only going to be used for survivals only, especially Kuva survivals in its current state. You guys hit on the head for what DE should implement to incentivize players with the gear to play the content. I have 2k plus steelies. I don't need more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for reaffirming that. Like, we guessed. I'm not gonna lie, we guessed whether or not people needed steelies.
Yeah, both of us haven't got around to finishing Steel Path. Both of us don't have a pile of steelies, so we would actually still benefit from this. But I'm aware there's probably gonna be loads of people out there. It's like, look, I don't need more of these. You just don't need more of these.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on. Trex Paddock. I'd like an Archon version of each of the Warframes.
Oh.
Now I took this and I was like, why? What does that actually achieve? And you're like, oh yeah, because it's all different Warframes. No, it isn't. It's just the whole animal freaking kingdom. This is the Platypus Archon. This is the Eagle Archon. This is the Groundworm Archon. This is the Eye Bacteria Archon.
No, can we say like one of those the is it the meerkat or the polecat?
Yeah, we'll have a meerkat Archon.
But it basically is it? Which is the one that like do meerkats go underground?
They dig like tunnels underground, yeah.
Yeah. So like it's just you got a torso and then periodically the head would just pop up.
I mean, like I think a gopher is kind of your thing.
Yeah, gopher.
Yeah, it's just like so. That's the stupid thing about Archons when you think about it is that obviously it's like, oh yeah, that's a rhino's body or that's a mag's body. It's like no, it's not. It's a freaking owl. It's a freaking wolf for some reason.
I kind of like the idea of expanding, mostly because I like the idea of expanding the challenges and things like that, because as we've said in the past, like if you teach a man to fish, then they can feed themselves for a lifetime. You teach someone how to deal with something and they will learn how to deal with it and will find the optimum way of dealing with it. If they're constantly injecting new archons in, right, I say constantly because at some point in time they'll give up, then there's a chance that it will keep it fresh for longer. I completely agree with what Loz is saying, because like it's just going to be more of the animal kingdom. So I think realistically we have to see what the implementation's gonna be like before we should really desire to have more added.
Yeah,
because it might just be like, oh god, what was this?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's not get fighting on that. Also, Trek says, I just wanted to take a moment to express my appreciation and gratitude to everyone involved in the production of Tenno Clock. It is always one of the high points of my week, and I look forward to them with anticipation and excitement, and have done for a few years now. You are a sterling collection of individuals. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
I thought you were about to say a sterling collection of idiots. I mean, there'd be nothing wrong with that. I mean, that would be very factual and accurate, but yeah.
Zerugel says, I don't think the weapon changes are going to fix the AoE weapon meta, but I do think they will lessen the monopoly that AoE weapons have at the moment. They mentioned a few things to help curb how powerful they are without breaking how usable they are. I don't think it's a good idea to hard nerf meta weapons. Just take them down a peg so people remember other weapons are great too.
I think what some of Pablo has said is a good step forward, but I think... So again, I've been thinking about this. I think they need to change. So in Warframe, you may know in Warframe, when you have self-stagger, there's an ability, an opportunity, a window of opportunity to which you can recover in, right? Yeah. Your Warframe flashes green for like a 1/millionth of a second. And that if you press space at that exact moment, right, that exact 1/millionth of a second, you will recover out of the self stagger. You were doing a Tau, weren't you?
Yeah. The build's called Fire Warrior. Oh, you can't see it. It's behind my head.
I can't see it.
It's Fire Warrior. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so God.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the skin, so that's shiny.
What I think they should do is change it so that window of opportunity to recover should be more viable, right? And it should be further back in the self stagger, so like closer towards the tail end of the self stagger. then with something like Prime Sure-Footed, they could bring it closer to the start and again increase the window of the self-stagger, the recover, so you can recover easier. I think that's what they should take seriously with self-stagger. Like, it feels quite extreme, but I think, like, because Prime Sure-Footed completely negates self-stagger, what's the point? There's no point in self-stagger even existing at this point. So I think Prime Sure-Footed will be changed to how I've just described it. Loz was like, I wasn't paying attention. I was busy faffing around.
Yep.
What other comments do we have from last week?
We have, lastly, Joe Flow GGG.
Mm-hmm.
When is the next troll build?
Do people still watch those?
I don't know if people will still watch them, but people might want more.
I mean, maybe I could actually do a troll build out of the footage. So record background footage with a troll build. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not committing to anything. I need to sort out guests and things for 10 o'clock again at some point. Because I did commit to doing that. Right, okay. So is that it for the community responses?
That is it for the community responses. So now we
So it's time for the memes.
I know. Oh, sorry. Sneezing. All right, let's move on. Oh no, I don't want to pause. I've done the meme. So meme 1. There we go. Okay.
Play path. I know is not a great.
I've just loaded my prep video. Okay, so first one is a bit of a sad meme, I'm afraid to say. I'm also going to crop the memes differently. I'm just going to the meme instead of the thing. So first one is a bit sad, but I wanted to get this in somewhere. I didn't want to miss this, so we didn't have it in the news, so I'd rather have it in the meme because the guy did such good work. May we take the time to let this tragedy remind us that unlike the Tenno, we are very much mortal, and to take a few seconds of your day to cherish your loved ones, for we shall never know when and how they shall be taken from us. Gentlemen, it is a great pain to inform you that that the Data Reaper, the original creator of Clem, and the Cronin, has passed away in his sleep yesterday on the August 28th, 2022.
Yeah, that really sucked.
Yep, memes aren't just memes; can be informative too. It's very important. So yeah, so sadly, if anyone wasn't aware, Data Reaper passed away. I think he passed away in his sleep for a brain aneurysm. Hopefully, I assume the only thing we can hope is that it was painless and he just gone. But it's very sad. Such a great. He has contributed so much to Warframe. It's so sad when this happens. But as the thing says there, take a second of your day to cherish people. Call some relatives if you got, or friends. Let people know, because you don't know what you got, and then people can just be taken away from you. So all right, it's a bit of a sad meme, but let's move on. The memes must go on. So, I forgot to say, so all these memes do come from the r/memeframe subreddit, and all the links to these memes are in the description below, along with a secret meme of the week, which is a video. So, meme number 2. For free? Roster of Warframe has hit a milestone bigger than ever. Celebrate the 50th Warframe, wield the Knight of Stynax, blah, 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 free thing. When you say free, it says there, so when you say free, does that mean we just get it, or there'll be a quest to get it? You just need to log in, and it'll be in your inbox. And then at the bottom there, we got Squads, the Day of Veilbreaker update. And it's the Spartans in Samurai Jack. So true. Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Then we move on to... I've lost my thing. Meme number 3.
Okay.
I can't wait for the next update to drop. When a player that frequently does AFK farming is forced to use an assault rifle and play normally. Player.
Yep.
Bratton Prime. Infested. Hit percentage 65%. Oh god, XCOM, sometimes you are stupid.
I mean, one of my favorite things in XCOM was even though there was an expansion to the Enemy Within, right? Or maybe that was the expansion for the first. I say first, the most recent beginning of the most recent XCOM games. I remember at one point in time I had 100% chance to hit and I fucking missed. Right? I'm like, This is bollocks. This number does not represent what the fuck's happening on screen.
It probably just rounded up from like 99.5 or something.
Oh, God. So fucking stupid.
Right. Meme number...
3?
Is that 3? So is that 3? Yeah, it was 3. So 4. Things are looking up. DE listening. Pablo being more open. New creative director. Quality of life. AoE nerf. Cross save soon. The future of Warfare.
Yep.
Meme number 5. AoE nerf. So first we have the Tenno versus Eximus. Tenno draws AoE. Eximus draws the Eximus rework. Tenno draws AoE nerf. AoE nerf?
Yep, that's a good one. I think I saw that one before, yep.
And the final meme of the week, meme number 6, is just because AoE isn't going to be meta anymore doesn't mean it's dead. But I'm nothing without AoE. If you're nothing without AoE, then you shouldn't have it.
Oh, that is absolutely brilliant.
Yep. I love this one. This is brilliant. I'm nothing without the suit.
Absolutely brilliant.
If you're nothing without the suit, you shouldn't have it. Right, that is it for the memes. Do check out
time for the community shoutouts. Yeah.
Secret meme of the week, and then move on to the community shoutouts with the first one from Drew.
Right, so we got Cora Prime by Narabon.
Oh, wow.
I was really surprised by the sheer volume of butterflies in this. So,
hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 8. I'll probably find more if I looked harder. Yeah, wow. That's beautiful.
But, I mean, it's Cora. Not Titania, it's Cora.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, why isn't it cats? Anyway, so moving on to Titania. We've got Titania Deluxe by Hamar Griffin, who I think was having issues with their computer when they were actually putting this together. Apparently,
I should check if they fixed the bug on those wings.
No one knows. Right, the third community shout out is Stankface by Wolfbocker.
It is Stankface. He does look cool, though.
He does.
But he seems to be holding some sort of spherical arm extension in his left arm. I don't know what that does.
It's a serving plate.
Oh, yeah.
You use it to put drinks on and then carry it around.
So he's a serving Warframe, of course. The Oregon would have used that,
Yeah. The fourth community shout out is a Warframe concept, Were Shark by Were Electro.
Were Shark Warframe, Were Shark Warframe, Were Shark Warframe. His name is Odeon? More.
Yeah.
Okay. He is Chonk.
Yeah.
He is big Chongus.
He's big Chongus.
Yeah.
He big strongest Chongus. The fifth community shout out is Little Pink Revenant by Cass.
Yeah, I see it. Yep. That's cool.
Yep. Which I love the art style with this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least, we have Loki and Hildren by Carl Tabora.
I am not really a fan of that Hildren helmet, but that is beautifully done.
Yeah. It looks phenomenal.
Mm. The Loki
and you've got
beautiful.
The Loki Swindle helmet, I think.
Yeah. In converse, that is a brilliant helmet for Loki. It's really cool.
Yep. So yeah, and that is
lovely
it.
Detail there. Wow.
For the community shoutouts.
Cool.
And it's it for the episode.
Yep.
So
thank this week, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for listening / watching. I don't know how much we want to rush this. It's 20 past midnight on a Thursday. We should probably go to bed because we've got work in the morning.
Yeah, but if you come this far, you're like, whatever, a few more minutes is fine.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
Exactly. But anyway, we'll see everyone in a week's time with some more Warframe. I assume, so when are you moving?
I'm moving the 17th. So
I have to give exact dates, just sort of roughly. So,
okay. Like in a couple of weeks.
Oh, a couple of weeks. Okay. So I assume once you finish moving and settled in, so maybe October, we'll probably start seeing maybe more guests and things and 10 o'clock again.
Yes. Yeah. That's the plan. September is just chaos this month.
Maybe we should start streaming them. Who knows? No, you're right. We value our ability to pause for when things happen too much, don't we? Right, but anyway, sorry, now we are really dragging this on. So yes, thank you everyone. We'll see you again next week. Bye everyone.
Bye.